Space is one of the most mysterious things, and we continue to try and research and travel to different planets to learn more about it. Sometimes things fall from space and land on our planet. These are the top 5 mysterious items that might have come from space. Coming in at number 5, we have UN-271. The outer solar system is littered with big chunks of rock and ice, but rarely do their orbits bring them close enough to Earth for us to get a good look. And then in 2014, UN-271, an approaching object that astronomers believe to be a huge comet on a million-year orbit around the sun. In a few years, UN-271 might get close enough to put on a neat firework display. This mysterious object is currently 22 AU, or astronomical units, away from Earth. Just 1 AU is the average distance between the Earth and the Sun, and it's extremely difficult to spot comets before they get toward the inner solar system. Even being so large, it took years of observation and analysis to nail down its orbit and position, and could possibly be one of the largest comets ever to be seen. This comet is a large Oort cloud comet that was discovered by astronomers Pedro Bernardinelli and Gary Burstein in archival images from the Dark Energy Survey, and is commonly known as the Bernardinelli and Bernstein comet. More research has been done, and further observations have narrowed down its size more precisely. A new analysis led by Bernardinelli and Bernstein themselves found that the comet nucleus is around 150 kilometers wide based on its brightness. If so, that makes it the largest comet ever discovered by quite a lot. Most are only a few kilometers to several dozen kilometers wide, while some particularly big ones like Hale-Bopp may be up to 80 kilometers wide. The previous record holder, Saryabhat's comet of 1729, has been estimated at about 100 kilometers wide. It is believed that by January 2031 it will be the closest it will ever be, and may even be able to be seen by the naked eye. Coming in at number 4, we have Salyut 7. Before the rise of the space age in 1957, the only things we had to worry about falling from space were meteors, asteroids, and the occasional comet. But today, satellites and spacecraft regularly launch into orbit and beyond, and sometimes they fall back to Earth. Salyut 7 was a space station in low Earth orbit from April 1982 to February 1991, and was a part of the Soviet Salyut program. Back in the day, it used to be the largest and most unique man-made creation to enter the Earth's atmosphere. Then, in February 1991, after 9 years in orbit, the Russian space station became one of the largest human-made objects to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. The space station was meant to stay up in orbit for many years. However, unexpectedly higher solar activity in the late 1980s and early 1990s increased atmospheric drag on the station and sped its orbital decay. Due to its low orbit, Soviet engineers attempted to guide its descent into the Atlantic Ocean, but their efforts failed. The speculation of where this massive craft would fall has triggered panic in one Russian village, which shut down its businesses and schools for fear of falling debris. After much speculation, the 88,000-pound station shed metal fragments over Capitan Bermudez in Argentina. People in Argentina reported seeing glowing trails in the sky, and it was also said the falling of the craft triggered a rain of fire in the sky. The Argentine news agency said blazing pieces of the Salyut 7 complex could be seen from several towns in the provinces of Cordoba, Buenos Aires, Mendoza, San Luis, Neuquén, and Chubut. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, and many fragments were found throughout Argentina. There was actually a movie released in 2017 titled Salyut 7 that was loosely based on these true events from 1991 and other true events that happened with another Soviet Salyut program regarding the Soyuz T-13 mission. In at number 3, we have UFO in Brazil. A 110-pound mysterious large sphere was discovered in the northern Brazil in 2012. A 46-year-old man named Valdir Jose Mendes told police the sphere landed several meters from his house, leaving a 1-meter deep hole in the yard. He said, I quote, "I heard the noise and I went out to see what caused it. I thought it was a plane that had fallen or an earthquake. The noise scared Mendes so much he didn't even go outside to check it out. Eventually curiosity got the better of him and he headed outside to find a cashew tree in his yard was snapped in half by a mysterious metal sphere laying in a hole nearby. 20 villagers along with Mendes helped extract this mystery object from the ground to further examine it, and it was hollow, and if shaken some sort of liquid can be felt swishing inside. This mysterious object became a huge uproar in the community, and over 2,000 people came to see this UFO. Due to this being found in the year 2012, it was thought that this could be the beginning of the end of the world, and others think it was an alien craft. There have been many sightings of UFOs throughout history in Brazil, starting in 1947 and to this day. A meteorologist at the National Institute for Space Research stated he believes it is a piece from a satellite. Military police soon confiscated the sphere and took it to the barracks in nearby Mata Roma. They didn't specify what the UFO's possible future future will be. In a statement, the Air Force Command said it does not have specialized structures to perform scientific research on this type of aerial phenomena, which prevents the institution to submit an opinion on these events, so we don't really know who is right in this situation or what this object really could be. In at number 2 we have space balls. The residents in southern Spain were stunned when numerous amounts of mysterious objects landed in their villages in 2015. The first ball was found in November by 2 shepherds in Calaspara. A second object was found a couple weeks after in Villavea, and just a few days after the second finding, yet another was found in Elda. After the first object was discovered, the Civil Guard initiated a CBRN protocol to check it out wearing a hazmat suit. The agents reported it was not an explosive device and was not dangerously radioactive. They then took the object away for further research. It appears that similar precautions were taken with the other 2 objects as well. It was reported that these objects were around 3 feet in diameter and weighed around 44 pounds. Concerns quickly started swirling from residents of these new findings, like where are these things coming from, why here, and will more fall? Many questions that could not be answered right away, but a spokesman from the Alicante police said it looks like a piece from an aerospace vehicle but not a commercial plane. It could be a piece of satellite or something similar. Falling space debris over populated areas are a risk for people on the ground. The Alicante airport is one of the busiest tourist destinations in Spain, with more than 10 million passengers per year. The Space Track website provides predictions of most upcoming re-entries of spacecrafts, as well as historical information, but it listed no re-entries that could explain the event in Spain. This was a clue that the object had been related to a military mission, which aren't revealed, so it made it harder to solve what these objects were or where exactly they came from. The mystery was solved by SATOPS, a network of amateur astronomers. According to SATOPS, the spheres found in Spain, which stands for Composite Overwrapped Pressure Vessel (COPV) tanks from a Centaur rocket body, the upper stage of the Atlas V rocket, which had been launched on March 13, 2008 from Vandenberg. And finally, in at number 1 we have meteorites. Things fall from the sky all the time, but sometimes space can bring some of its components to our Earth. And cases of that is meteorites, which have been found all throughout the world. These space rocks are most easily recognized and recovered from desert regions, either hot like Arizona or cold like Antarctica. An estimated 25 million meteoroids, micrometeoroids, and other space debris enter Earth's atmosphere each day, which results in an estimated 15,000 tons of that material entering the atmosphere each year. Even though this is a massive number, most fall into the water that covers 70% of our planet's surface and are unfortunately never recovered. One that was recovered was in January of 2018 when pieces of a meteorite fell in Hamburg, Michigan, and these pieces were found in a frozen lake. After thoroughly analyzing the space rock, scientists announced that the meteorite contained thousands of organic compounds that had formed billions of years ago. The compounds date back to the early days of our solar system, meaning meteorites that crashed onto young Earth may have carried similar molecules. Back then, organic compounds from meteors could have been incorporated into primitive microbes, the team said, so studying the Michigan meteor can give us a glimpse into early life on the planet. Again in 2019, between the villages of La Palmera and Aguas Zacas in Costa Rica, an extraordinary discovery was made. A rainbow-colored space rock was found. Ongoing studies hint that the fireball may contain the chemical building blocks of life, the soft meteor nebula. That very nebula would later birth our solar system. The rainbow meteor contains complex carbon compounds, which may include amino acids, which can come together to form proteins and molecules like DNA. One of the largest meteorites found was in New York City in 1902 by a man named Ellis Hughes. It weighed a whopping 15.5 tons and 84 square feet long. This massive space rock now resides in the American Museum of Natural History. Don't be too worried that you may be hit with a meteorite though, because when rocks from space hurtle towards Earth, they burn up in the atmosphere before actually reaching us. That's why so many that are found are small fragments of a larger one. Well, there we have it. I will see you in the next video.